As you may know, Singapore has lost a legendary entrepreneur, Mr. Wong Hoo, founder of creative technology. Mr. Sim has had a great influence on people in my generation. I remember saving up my pocket money for several weeks in order to buy a creative MP3. It was a great product. Not to mention, he is regarded as an entrepreneur hero for many of us. Creative was the first Singapore company to be listed in Nasdaq and the first company to invent so many innovative products that penetrate the global market. I have been following his journey from the start, and I would like to share with you 5 lessons he has imparted to us. Number 1. It is not easy. On the surface, it looked like Mr. Sim was a genius who came out with his flagship product, Sound Blaster, with a snap of his finger. No, he had his fair share of failures. One of his first few products, Cubic 99, is a computer that allows people to record and reproduce words in English and Chinese. Mr. Sim spent 4 years developing and selling Cubic 99, followed by Cubic CT, and they did not take off. They were commercial failures. During that period, Mr. Sim was surviving on just $200 per month salary. That is no joke. Living on $200 per month for a few years is very tough. That is also probably why he gave this controversial advice to entrepreneurs. Do not get married. The rationale is that when you get married and start to have commitments, you cannot take such risks anymore. The bottom line is that it takes a lot of sacrifice and failures to get to where he was. In his last interview with CNA in 2021, he was still as honest and realistic as he was before. He said, "A lot of companies here think they can be the next Google, but success stories about unicorns aren't real for the most part. Stay lean and start with the local market." In a world whereby everyone is glamorizing entrepreneurship, Mr. Sim is one of the rare few people willing to share the realities and give a real talk about entrepreneurship. It gave me a good mental preparation for my own entrepreneurship journey. Number 2. Be good at marketing. In spite of his success, Mr. Sim is a very down-to-earth and humble person. He reflects and admits the lessons he learned in his career. In one of his interviews, he shared about his experience going against Apple in the MP3 market. He said, "Our biggest challenge is marketing, but I'm stingy. I don't want to waste money unless I know it's going to work." This took place after Apple captured a large chunk of the MP3 market and became the market leader. He knew that Apple's winning factor was marketing. That was their strength. The reality was that Creative had a great product. Zen Creative MP3 was one of the best that existed at that time. We all knew. In fact, Creative invented the MP3 interface and Apple emulated Creative. That was how good Creative was in their technology. That's why Creative won a lawsuit against Apple for patent infringement, and they were awarded $100 million. You might be wondering why Apple still dominated the MP3 market in that case. Well, Creative was superior in technology and in product, but the missing piece in the equation was marketing. And that made all the difference. Wall Street Journal did a very detailed analysis on why Creative lost to Apple. In a nutshell, Creative was focused on telling people about the features of MP3, whereas Apple was focused on the benefit, which is the lifestyle convenience and the cool factor that the MP3 empowers you with. It was logical sell versus emotional sell, and the latter won. The big takeaway for all entrepreneurs in Singapore is that marketing is very important. It's just that in this part of the world, we don't focus on it as much as the Western world does. But in order to build world-class organizations, we have to master the art of marketing. This is an imperative. Number 3, product life cycle. The product that took Creative from nothing to billion-dollar valuation was the Sound Blaster PC sound card. It was a revolutionary product at that time because it allowed us to listen to music and watch movies on our PC, which otherwise would be impossible. The Sound Blaster PC sound card was so successful they accounted for every 7 out of 10 sound cards sold in the world. However, if there's anything true about the technology world, it is change. Microsoft Windows 95 came out and they started to use onboard audio instead of sound cards, and the demand went down. It's not just the sound card. Every product has a product life cycle. Nothing lasts forever. A product will first gain traction slowly, and then once it crosses the tipping point, the demand will grow exponentially beyond the early adopters. Then it will reach maturity before it slowly tapers off. The whole cycle might be 10 years, 20 years, or 30 years depending on the nature of the product and the industry. This is why companies have to keep creating new products and capture new trends, especially for B2C companies. That was what Apple did. They started in the PC market, went into MP3, and then into phones. Creative also launched many new products over the years, which is why they managed to keep themselves afloat throughout all the time. Last year, they generated revenue of USD $60 million, which is still very significant for a local company. It is just arguable if they should stay in the sound technology industry or venture into new markets. Number 4, never say die. It's super amazing to see creative coming back into the limelight in recent years. Their latest product, Super X5, has already won multiple awards in the industry. It produces a multi-dimensional sound experience with their unique algorithm. It took Mr. Sim 20 years and about $100 million to develop the new technology, and you should definitely check it out if you haven't. What amazes me is that Mr. Sim never says die. Even after all these years, he's still innovating and launching new products. Even in his 60s, he is not taking a backseat. He's really passionate about his craft and a true blue innovator and entrepreneur. In fact, he could have cashed out and retired long ago. He became Singapore's youngest billionaire at 45 years old. However, he was so passionate in his craft that he just wouldn't quit. He continued to develop new products. I believe it was his passion and drive that allowed him to continue in spite of failures. All in, the 4 lessons we learned from Mr. Sim Wong Hoo are: be practical. Secondly, marketing is important. Thirdly, always develop new products. And fourth, never say die. On a personal level, the lessons from Creative's journey also inspired our digital marketing agencies Ethos. Because marketing is so important, we want to help more Singapore companies bring their superior products to the consumers and hopefully to go into the global arena. Thanks for watching this video. Do like, subscribe and press the bell notification button so that when new videos are released, you will be the first to be notified. I'll catch you soon.